Welcome to the Working Man Committee Podcast. I am your host, Brandon T, and this is the Brandon T Show. This is where we come to talk about what's important to the working man. And you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things out here important to the working man. And to remind you, we take no sides in it. We call balls and strikes here. The Republicans do something good or bad. Hey, we let you know if the Democrats do something bad or good. We let you know. And so with that being said, let's go. All right, peoples. So there was an interview that the President Donald Trump had, and he had it with Laura Ingraham over there on Fox, and it was very telling about the H-1B visas and so forth. And if y'all remember a little earlier this year, you know what I'm saying, when Trump was looking for a bunch of things to make money off of, and you know what I'm saying, businessman style, you know what I'm saying, he like, cause you gotta realize, people, check it out. So I'm gonna say this, and I think it's important to know, to understand a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of the presidents and so forth or politicians have gone through the process of being politicians. You know, that had to win an election over there, and then, you know what I'm saying, maybe catch another election over here, join some of these clubs and so forth that, you know what I'm saying, to help raise money and so forth, and more community work and so forth. You know, go through the channels, you know what I'm saying, find a mentor up further, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, hey, you know what I'm saying, be a senator and so forth, congressman or whatever, and coach you through all the way the process. Now, with Trump is on a different hand, right? So he went business, and you know what I'm saying, he might have been one of the in the kingmakers, in the kingmaker's role and so forth, but he was never in that, you know what I'm saying, never got that formal training or, you know what I'm saying, or showed how to be in line. And so with that said, you know what I'm saying, he just took the business route all the way up and then jumped into politics at the highest levels of highest levels, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, he didn't jump in as a senator somewhere and get told the Washington way and so forth. And so, but now you're starting to just see that, you know what I'm saying? But I do think he's necessary because what he showed and so forth is it showed a lot, you know what I'm saying? It showed, you know what I'm saying, what the president can do, you know what I'm saying? And it shows, you know what I'm saying, how rich people look at people. And so with that being said, is this. So Trump, you know what I'm saying, as a businessman, been a businessman all his life and so forth. I know he jumps into and talks about real estate. You know what I'm saying? Real estate is one avenue of business and so forth. And so what he's done, you know what I'm saying, here is like, okay, how to make money. You know what I'm saying? That's what all business people want to do, how to make money. And I know you be like, oh, my CEO, my company, he cares about the people. Da, da, da. Nah, he really don't. It's how to bring shareholder value. And let's keep it real. It's all shareholder value. And so he's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And that's the measurement of how well you do, is the value and the money you bring in. And that's why they do the quarterly earning reports. But yeah, my company did $100 billion. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do it, you know what I'm saying, when you don't do a nickel more than that every year, then you failed. And so forth. And so what's happening here is that, you know what I'm saying, Trump has, you know what I'm saying, created value streams. And the value streams is more important than what's downline from the value streams. And what I mean by that is this, like the tariffs, right? He says the tariffs is bringing in billions upon billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? That's the top line. You know, look at this money I'm bringing in. You know what I'm saying? We making countries pay up and so forth. Okay, that's upstream. You know what I'm saying? But looking downstream is, you know what I'm saying, when you go get these goods and services that you need, you know what I'm saying, working in, you pay more for it. But, you know what I'm saying, Trump be like, we took in billions and billions of dollars. Now, you can look at that two ways. You know what I'm saying? And probably the best way to look at that is that the dollars that he took in is added to the cost that you pay for something. You know what I'm saying? So directly correlation, he got the money from us. Then you can look at that. You know what I'm saying? Some companies like, well, we eat a little bit of it on our profit margins. You know what I'm saying? And the other company like, we're gonna pass along. So you know what I'm saying? It depends on which side you're on. And then if you take the we'll eat the cost of the tariffs, then a lot of those companies, you know what I'm saying, pretty sure doing some things like I'm gonna give you less stuff. I normally, you know what I'm saying, I normally you buy this and I give you 10 things, and you know what I'm saying? But now that you buy it, I'm gonna give you 7 and a quarter. You know what I'm saying? It all equals out, right? Or you know what I'm saying? Or you have some companies like, you know what, we're gonna eat the cost, but there's too many people walking around in the building. And then you get on that side. But you know what I'm saying? But top line, you know what I'm saying? Trump like, yo, we taking billions and billions of dollars, and now, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna give you 2,000 of it back. And you can say, well, so you said that you're gonna give 2,000 of it back to low income, you know what I'm saying, people, and then pay the rest on the debt. Now, my thing is this, okay? Bet. So giving it back, maybe you should never took it in the first place if you gotta give it back to me. Cause like I ain't give you no loan or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if you go put it on the debt, you know what I'm saying, I can see that's a good thing to do with it, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the debt's got out of control because, you know what I'm saying, Washington has not found every conflict to fund, every single conflict. That's not even a debate nowhere about funding a conflict. You know, you get one or two senators, you know what I'm saying, just to keep spicy, they be like, we shouldn't send this over there. But then, you know what I'm saying, we need the votes. We need 51 votes. You good. You go talk junk, and we'll pass it over here. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because election coming up, you need to talk good. And then vice versa, you know what I'm saying? It's always a reason why. And so forth. But now, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying, we go down to, you know what I'm saying, that money value. And then like the H-1B visa. And I know Trump was like, you know what? H-1B visa. Bringing in foreign workers. America first, right? Hit him with America first. And then within that America first way to looking at things, he goes, all right, you know what? I need 10 grand for that H-1B visa. It would usually cost you $1,000. You know what I'm saying? 10 grand. Matter of fact, it might be 100,000. Let me verify this. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be 100,000 of what Trump's asking for now. Let's see. Trump H-1B visa. Let's see. He wanted, how much he want for that thing? 'Cause I know it was so much. The company was like, nah, cuz. Yeah, he wanted $100,000 for the H-1B visa. He threw it out there, 100,000. Every company like, yo, my man. All right, bet. Hey, we done with that visa stuff. You know, so Trump want 100 grand a year for y'all to sit over here and help me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't. We can't do that. We can't have that. You know what I'm saying? The company said that. Trump was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I know they're more than 10, so that's $1 million. So I bet you know what I'm saying, a lot of companies probably got like, you know what I'm saying, 10,000 of them. You know what I'm saying, 10,000, I needed to be a billion, because, you know what I'm saying, because billion sound better than million. You know what I'm saying? And then tens of billions sound more than that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you know, 100,000, there's no companies around there. That's tens of billions of dollars. I can let that word billions and billions roll off my tongue. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying, that's a big number. You know what I'm saying? Then it goes out there and say that. Then universally, almost every company that used HBV visa people said, nah, we're cutting that program off. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go over there. If we need them, we gonna stick something over there or stick something over there where they at. But you know what I'm saying? $100,000 a year. Nah, we good. You know what I'm saying? And then so now, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? Trump is, you know what I'm saying, jumped on that industry and so forth. Not that industry, you know what I'm saying? He jumped on those people, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, caused all that disruption. And now he's like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, now he's making a case for people to use the H-1B visa. You know what I'm saying? It used to be America first. Don't get me wrong. It used to be America first. But now Trump, you know what I'm saying, had an interview with Laura, and they were talking about the H-1B visa. And based off Laura's facial expressions during this talk and her questioning, she's like, Trump, what you talking about? Here we go. I'm going to play that for you now.
I mean, the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration, because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents. And
Trump said, what? We got talented people here. Trump like, nah, these are a bunch of dummies out here. Absolute dummies.
People have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put you.
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
When you and I were
I'll give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles.
Now, did you hear what he said? You know what I'm saying? You know what the wildest part about all that is this. You know what I'm saying? The people that were down in that plant in Georgia that got rounded up was by ICE. Who told ICE to go get him? He did. And he's like, y'all had the people rounded up like, yo, man, you did it. You know what I'm saying? How you go do it? You know what I'm saying? And then act like you ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that tells me a lot right there. You know, so just understanding the mindset of Trump. Real talk, working man. Understanding the mindset of Trump. Trump's one of those guys, you know what I'm saying? His core things he care about, you know what I'm saying, is the core things, right? And then people bring stuff to him like, you know what, we need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, and so forth. ICE, you know, we need to get the ICE, you know what I'm saying, doing this. We need these people doing this. And all these different people come to him, and they're like, you know what, you know what I'm saying, they all come to him. They got to come to him the right way. They got to go, sir. You know how you doing the thing? You that, sir. You know, you gotta come. You come at them that way, and he like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. You know what I'm saying? Or you'll do that. And then he gets associated with a lot of things that happens. And so, and with that is, like I said, he did. You know what I'm saying? He let the Stephen Miller guy go hard in the paint. All them on ICE. I mean, they got ICE working overtime and getting time and getting double time because they working so much overtime. And on the back end of that stuff, he don't necessarily agree with it, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, they when they come to him like, yo, sir, you know what I'm saying? They hit him with that sir. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. And so a lot of people feel, you know what I'm saying, that he actually cares a lot about what they got going on. But you could tell by how he speaks on certain things, he do not care about those things. You know what I'm saying? What ICE is doing over there, it's nice, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It gives him praise when he go in certain rooms, and he's like, yeah. Because they hit him with that sir, and he's like, yeah. And so he act like he care. And a whole bunch of things. And so, like I said, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, start to associate certain things with Trump, and like, yo, you know what I'm saying, Trump does this, that, third, you know what I'm saying, as far as on the positive side, but at the end of the day, man, don't really care. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it in some of the interviews. When you get him down and start, you know what I'm saying, talking about things, and you can see, like, he hit him with the whatever answers, because like right there, the H-1B visa, that was just a money-making thing. He had like, yo, we got to get that thing money making, because I need to say H-1B visa is bringing in billions of dollars. And so once that happens, you know what I'm saying, he'll talk about it. But now, when they were talking about, like, oh, y'all ain't doing it, so I need to tell you, hey, y'all, you know what I'm saying, what he say now, he's like, yo, that plant in Georgia had all those South Korean workers, and each one of those is $100,000 to me, and you know what I'm saying, that's several hundred million of them right there working, and y'all mess it up, ICE, you know what I'm saying, but ICE is you. So he had to say it, so that's why he said it in a way like, yo, them. But the fact of the matter is, it was him. But he don't care how it worked, because, you know what I'm saying, and he don't. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of aspects of things, is that, you know what I'm saying, he's getting credit for stuff that he don't even care about it, even, hey, because you just can't stir. This is what I bet. Working man, check it out. You could have an idea right now. If you can get over there to Trump and say, you got to hit him with that sir. You know, you got to hit it right. That's right, sir. You know what I'm saying? And with a smile and, you know, give some praise, he'll give you what you want. Straight up there, he'll let you have it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and with a smile on his face. And then when they ask him about it later, you're like, man, how do you know that guy? But he'll give you what you want. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, everybody like to praise. Yeah, and a lot of people like to praise. Don't get me wrong. Hey, I like you when you hit that like button in the comments, so forth. Give me the praise too. But you know what I'm saying? He's at a different level. And you know what I'm saying? It's making groups that they're trying to capitalize on being adjacent to him, or being around here, or being able to say something to him. You know what I'm saying? Kind of carrying them a little bit. Y'all know what groups I'm talking about. And so And so they ride in these waves because these different ways, you know what I'm saying, go get them the money. But like I said, at the end of the day, y'all, like I said, it's a lot of this is rich people talk. And especially with the 50-year mortgage. You know what I'm saying? 50-year mortgage and the $2,000 of the money. Because like I said, he's like, hey, you know what I'm saying, to make things affordable, hey man, hey, let me just spread your payment out a little longer. I ain't gonna do nothing of the fix anything that's in there. I'm just gonna spread your payment out longer. Look, you know what I'm saying, you save money, you know what I'm saying, even though it costs you double in interest, you know, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? It's on the back end, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? You won't have that much equity. Capital appreciation. Everything can always go up. No, you won't pay none of it down. You know what I'm saying? It'll take a lot longer to pay it down. You know, now, you know what I'm saying, instead of 30 years and you pay 10 years of mostly interest, now you got 50 years, you're going to pay about 25 years of interest. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about your house value. You know what I'm saying? Everything always goes up. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, though, at the end of the day, Trump is very necessary because, like I said, it shows you a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's a non-politician, so it shows you how he communicates. You know what I'm saying? What the politicians really think. You know what I'm saying? If they can give you now that we are the world talk they give. You know what I'm saying? They talk straight. You know what I'm saying? You see it with Trump, and then like I said, presidential power and so forth. That, you know what I'm saying? You just go over there. You know, it's all out and open where you go to him. You know what I'm saying? Give him that sure and some praise, and you get what you want because you see it in everything he does. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? This has been a Working Man Committee podcast. Like, subscribe, share the show, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.